Guys, it's time to actually meet our guest of our show. Analeigh Tipton is mostly famous for, of course, her performances on Crazy Stupid Love, Warm Bodies. She got her start with America's Next Top Model. She just recently had an appearance on CBS's new show, Limitless, and I believe we have a clip. Let's roll it.
Then I will mess you up!
Dad? Cal?
Cal.
Jessica?
Bernie?
Daddy, no!
I let her babysit for you, you son of a
Oh my
bitch!
God!
She's
Dad!
only 17 years old!
Daddy!
What are you talking about?
Oh God, oh God!
No, I didn't talk about it.
No! Bernie! Daddy, no! Stop! Oh God! Dad! Daddy, stop it! He didn't do anything. He doesn't even know. Is your back okay? No,
Daddy,
what?
Stop. No, what?
Is this some kind of a skit? Because I'm lost. Daddy doesn't even know that I'm in love with him. With who? With him.
Are you pointing at me?
You pointing at him?
She's pointing at him?
Oh.
Wait, my dad is the older guy you've been seeing?
I knew it, you...
No, he doesn't even know about the naked photos.
What?
Analeigh Tipton, everyone! Hey, how are you? I'm giving you a hug. Take a seat. How are you?
Good.
Again, as I've reminded...
Oh, they
sorry.
said
That's the
not
chair.
to
Don't worry
leave.
about it. It's the chair.
They warned me.
As I've reminded everyone, please don't move in the chair.
They
The
did.
chair may
They
attack at any
warned me
moment.
that it could fall off this thing any second, and I do run into and fall off a lot of things.
Well, that's not good. How are you doing?
Good. I mean, I didn't do much today, so I'm trying to like get on the social level of, because I get really introverted and I watch classical movies all day. So.
Oh, nice. What's your favorite classical movie?
I mean, I just watched Cactus Flower.
Oh, I have no idea what that is.
Really? It's
Now, you've been in a lot of classic movies, okay? The biggest one is Crazy Stupid Love, and that came after America's Next Top Model. So how did you make that transition from being on one of the top modeling shows to being in a cult classic?
I get this question a lot. How did you transition from modeling into acting? I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I moved down to LA to write and direct. I was going to film school at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was 19. I was tall, and it kind of seemed like top model was still kind of cool. And they asked if I would come.
It's not cool? Dan, throw away my submission. What about all those photos we took? We said we wouldn't talk about them. I'm keeping it. Go ahead, sorry. We have to banter. Otherwise I walk.
I ended up on the show, and because of the show, my school credits got behind, so I ended up trying to model for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone has ever seen me in heels, I'm terrible. I'm also much too talkative for a model. That's like not a thing that you should do. And it was horrible. I had a very difficult time in that world, and I had too many little girls come up to me with their parents and be genuinely so excited, being like, she wants to be a model. What can you tell her? And my heart was breaking. If I ever have daughters, I just would never want to
Subject
be the
them to
head
that.
of like a modeling agency,
Mm-hmm.
like run a fashion magazine.
Mm-hmm. Become an astronaut.
That's what I wanted to do. So
I wanted to be an
badly.
astronaut too.
Really? I went to
Yeah.
space camp and aviation camp.
Oh, my parents never sent me to space camp. That's them right there. That's the only reason why that joke works.
He brings it up every
I know, sorry, there's something going on with audio, but who cares about them? Let's talk about us.
Well, so the transition from modeling to acting was kind of just because I didn't exactly know what to do at that point, and I was still trying to do filmmaking and still trying to write. And someone introduced me, was like, well, at least do something with it. You can make money, go to commercials, and I got an agent, there was like a show about modeling that I ended up testing for, and they're like, well, you will represent you theatrically now, and I got Green Hornet. I hated actors.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't,
I think
did.
most people do.
Well, because if anyone in here has gone to film school and you've worked with like on a student film, I didn't get it. I couldn't understand the desperation. I didn't understand why. I mean, my family's extremely analytical. Like, acting was the farthest from what was ever going to be. My sister's a lawyer. My dad's a mathematician. Yeah, like it was so far off the table, and it wasn't until, honestly, like 3 films in, after working with just incredible people that were so kind and dedicated, that I kind of got comfortable and understood it.
I can imagine. I mean, on that film, Crazy Stupid Love, it was like Steve Carell and Emma Stone, and then like after that, you got on Warm Bodies, which was a great success. And it's like, so not only were you comfortable, but you're working with all these talented people who I feel like endured the same struggles that you endured making that transition. Because I think it's difficult when you get on a set to just have to work and be comfortable with everything.
Well, and I think that's what made me respect it so much. Is on Crazy Stupid Love, John Carroll Lynch, who played my father, and Kevin Bacon. It was actually those few days that we were shooting that scene where everybody in the cast was there, and we sat around in Video Village, and I had my notebook, and John Carroll Lynch with the entire rest of the cast made a list of classic films and actresses that I should see, because that's something that I didn't study at all. And in the makeup trailers, they talked about all the theater that they did and how dedicated they have been since the beginning. And it wasn't about just coming to LA and being an actor, which is kind of what I figured people did. I mean, these people knew every play written, every great actor, and where they studied, and I fell in love with that. I appreciated that. I laminated the notebook page myself with duct tape. Yeah.
What other projects are on the horizon for you?
Well, this year has been kind of crazy. I shot more films. I'm about to do my 7th this year. Yeah, it's been fun.
What a chorus of whistles. It was like this, yeah.
I did 2 James Franco films, and I got to yell at Robert Duvall, and that was fantastic.
That's awesome.
Text my parents. And he like drove off and pulled over and like rolled down his window, and he goes, "Great job." I like selfied with his car going away. That moment happened. And then I did another indie film where I play this DJ, and I had to get all into this music world, and it was a very different role for me because I'm not, she's a very, she's the girl that scares the crap out of me. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss on this show.
No, you're allowed to. We do it all the time.
Really? She scares the shit out of me, this type of girl that's like super, super confident and just like into the club stuff, and I played that. And then I did a movie called The Runaround where I was J.K. Simmons' daughter.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, it was even more intimidating. He has this face if you mess up once that he gives you and you almost want to die.
He like follows you out. You're like at the craft services table, and he's like this.
Just never had to feel so much pressure to be prepared. Incredibly kind gentleman. And then I did Limitless, and now I'm off to do a movie in Italy called Sadie.
Oh, wow.
Which is like a psychological thriller, kind of like Eyes Wide Shut meets Mulholland Drive.
In Italy.
In Italy.
We're going to a bar after this.
interesting.
You're going to Italy. I think some choices were not
Same
made.
thing.
Same thing,
I'm
right?
gonna order an Italian beer.
Well, now you've been on After Dark, which is awesome. After you list all that, you're like, I was on a late night talk show in Hollywood, down the street from Jimmy Kimmel. So.
Are you kidding? My parents were super excited about this. I was telling them on the phone, and my mom's like, Second City. Oh, and she thought it was SNL. And my dad, like,
So did I.
no, but my dad, who I didn't know followed anything, was like, no, Second City. You know what Second City is, and like listed the history of Second City, and was like so incredibly stoked. So naturally, I mean, I had to tell my parents. My parents had to Google every single person in Crazy Stupid Love. Had no idea who anyone was. Neither did I.
Well,
They've been in this movie.
now you can say that you've been to Second City, and we appreciate you being here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Analeigh Tipton, everyone! Thank you to Second City Hollywood and Golden Road Brewing. Another round of applause for our guests. Follow us online, Twitter, After Dark Clark, Instagram, AfterDark_Clark, and Facebook.com, After Dark Clark. We'll see you next time.
Do they know we're doing another one?
It's all right. Don't worry about it. You're awesome.